Welcome back Between Two Cars with Kyle Orr and Matthew Maxwell. The Walrus.
Happy Friday, man.
I was actually going to see if he caught it.
No, I caught it. Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, that's November.
Friday the 15th, November 15th, 2024.
Yeah. World's in a good place.
Yep, it's a little bit, we talked about last week a little bit, but yeah, it's.
Mike Tyson fights tonight.
That's going to be an
Mike Tyson
interesting
fights,
deal.
what's his name tonight? That's what I call him. What's his name?
Jake Paul, didn't he get his start on the.
After the bitch slap
today?
on TikTok.
Or yesterday?
That I saw. I favored Mike Tyson, but now I'm even more pumped up for him tonight.
I think it's fixed still.
You think it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Well, Joe Rogan, we were listening to
I
Joe
hope it's
Rogan. I told
not.
you that earlier. We're sitting there and they come out with the contracts, and Mike Tyson, if he knocks him out in the first round, doesn't get paid. Now, if I'm Mike Tyson, I've got plenty of money. He'll probably make more money. We talked about this. If he knocks
We'll
his
call
ass
that
out,
the pride punch.
yeah, he just sits there and knocks his ass out in the first round. Say, hey, take your money anyway.
Yeah.
You're done.
Well, I just read that Jake Paul took his $4 million guarantee and risked it all on himself. Bet all the money on himself.
Well, if that thing's fixed and he did that, he's going to get in a lot of trouble.
Which, boxing's kind of funny. I mean, Pete Rose can't even get in the Hall of Fame.
No,
Bet on himself.
yeah.
Like,
That is
kind of weird.
That is kind of weird. Yes,
So,
you're correct. So I got to fix this a little bit. I'm in a different chair, folks. I've been working it out.
Did you break the other one?
No, I want to stand up a little bit taller so they can see that I've lost 55 pounds now. I got on the scale this morning. I'm at 55 pounds.
How many inches? Do you measure that?
I didn't measure that, but I can tell you this: I can fit in my pants.
Well, we probably need to measure before you.
Well, after I saw
Hit
what
up.
Mike Tyson looks at 58, he was ripped.
Yeah.
There's no reason at 52 I can't look like that.
Well, the problem is they brought back Maxi Melts.
They did bring back Maxi Melt. We're not going to talk about that.
I don't know.
I'll have one,
I don't know how dietary that is.
maybe two, but no more than 4.
Yeah.
Okay, today.
Or just a handful.
No, I can't eat. I probably can't eat that much. I don't know, but I'm excited because we're having that for lunch. Matter of fact, when we get done here, it's Maxi Melt City.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we're doing it. Now, I know you didn't tell everybody this, but Kyle doesn't like Taco Bell that well, I guess, right? Because you used to work there.
No, there's nothing against Taco Bell. It's just,
You know what goes in the.
Well, I can. When I worked there, which was a while back, I was in high school. You would go in and they had these big bags it was bagged meat, right? And you would stick them in the hot boiling water and they just sat in there and cook. And so.
What happened to the bag?
I don't know that I know that.
That ain't good.
I was young and, sometimes came into work after a Friday night football win and I had a hangover. But
This is
it was
high school, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't drink until I got out of college.
You didn't? Well, I didn't either. I experimented. Is what I did.
Okay, to be real, I drank when I was in second grade.
So
There's some stories with that, but we don't need to.
I remember cracking stealing I think it was a Miller High Life.
I did one of
Beer.
those.
Beer.
Mine was a Pabst Blue Ribbon Pony.
Yeah, it was like a Miller High Life beer that was in the back of one of my older brother's truck. And it had, I don't know how long it was there. They were pretty heavy drinkers, so I imagine but it was there long enough to get warm.
Well, that didn't take long, but
Yeah, and it was,
you're living the high life.
oh, we were living the high life. We took the beer out of there, went up into this little like clubhouse thing that me and my nephew, similar age to me, built. And, we were up there just pounding that hot Miller High Life beer. It's the nastiest thing ever. I couldn't drink
Hot
Miller.
beer?
Hot Miller beer at that. I mean, Miller's like in my opinion, is one of the worst tasting beers you can drink.
Well, we know they're not going to be a sponsor now. That's for sure.
Yeah, they're not coming on
They're
here.
not coming on here. Sorry, Miller. Sorry, Miller. Next.
I'm a bourbon drinker anyway. I'm a bourbon drinker.
100% Maker's Mark. We love you.
Yeah, and Crown Royal.
Crown Royal, Canadian.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like Crown Royal should be sending me dividends each year.
Well, I've never seen anybody make rugs and blankets like you do with the bags and then hand them out to people every week.
They're cool.
I didn't know you drank that much. I'm like, my gosh.
I don't. I just collect the bags.
Yeah, that's what I would say too.
So.
That's what I would say too.
Oh gosh.
But
no, Thanksgiving's coming up towards the end of the month.
yep,
So
we'll have another podcast before then. But yeah, it's coming up. You can. The business is picking up a little bit. Still a little bit slower than what we like, but it's starting to pick up a little bit. And kind of the thing that we're working on. How do you think the meetings are going? The trainings and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, for us, I think it's a good thing. It's more consistent, right, across the board.
Yeah.
But training's kind of weird to me because you're waiting for the result to happen, right? So, but we're making it a habit again. So, going back to the basics.
And this is kind of thing. So anybody that's trying to start their own business or be kind of go on to out on their own, and as you grow, you learn things, right? So I think one of the things, we were in a consistent environment. When you're in the corporate world, they're kind of, some stores have processes, some don't. But with the leaders that we had over at Toyota with Tony and Scott and all those guys, we learned the importance of, with the Van Tiles, the importance of processes and the consistency and things like that. So, but when we came back here and we kind of started this, it was just you and I. We knew what to do, right? Because we've taught it and it was ingrained in us. But as we grew, we kind of got away from, okay, hey, we got to teach these guys how to do it, right? So that's what we've been working on. We're like, okay, let's get back to the basics. Let's get back to teaching them how to take care of customers and teaching them our processes. And I think they're learning. I mean, they're getting better. Every day we're growing. So that's the important thing. And I was talking to my wife about that. I said, every day you're you grow, right? You either grow down or you grow up. I don't mean your body type. What I'm talking about is you're learning something good or you're learning something bad. So the more that you can practice and hone in your skills, the better you're going to be, because you're going to, you're getting better at the positive things.
Well, I think what it comes down to us is that we spent a long time writing a business plan, and that was a portion of the business plan that we kind of agreed to.
Yeah.
But we never had it really in place, and now we're making that happen. So
well, we had a lot of things going on. If you think about it, we just got done with our first year, right? In that first year, we made some mistakes, and one of them is always make sure you hire the right people. Stick to your guns on making sure that the people see your same vision, and stick to your guns on
hire slow and fire fast.
100%. So but in the middle of hiring those people, I mean, the first person that we hired didn't just turned out completely opposite of what we thought. The next few people that we hired, we didn't take the time to sit down and really, interview them and make sure they were on top of our culture, right? So they weren't. Just different people. They're not bad. Neither one of them. None of them are bad people. They're just not.
All of them actually have talent.
Yeah, 100%. They just didn't fit our mold.
Right.
But during that, though, excuse me, we grew, and we had another store. So,
and we flat out just with that here's the worst thing you can do as an employer, right? Is not take the time to put things in writing and put them in place. Mm-hmm. And we assumed that people would come in here and do things that we were going to do.
Well, right? we hired people that worked for us.
Yeah.
And we thought, okay, hey, since they worked for us, they know the boundaries. And that you can't do it. You can't do it that way. You got to come in and you got
Regardless how long you know them, treat
100%.
them like they're a brand new employee.
100%,
Brand
and
new
develop them,
business.
hold them accountable.
Yeah.
And kind of go from there. So we're getting back to the basics, and that's what's good. So, and we're not going to, we grew. We got 2 stores now. We're still trying to figure out those 2 stores, and it'll probably take us a little bit to do that. But, and we were coming off probably one of the hardest years you could probably be in to open a store, a political year, right? And the economy has been jacked up a little bit, and hopefully we can get that fixed. But so I think those are all things we needed to go through to understand who we are and what we really want to do. And so we kind of had to regroup a little bit and have
just
conversations about
just
that.
in those handful of employees that are no longer with us. There were things that they brought to our attention that we didn't really implement.
Sure.
And now we're implementing those things.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, so that was good. But I the other thing is we've also gotten back to, we pray, before our every training. We pick somebody and they say a prayer. So, it's not that we got out of our lives. We just didn't have, we just didn't make it a point every day to be having him, help us get where we want to go. So we changed that culture too, back to where
we're just truly staying to the game plan.
Yeah, 100%. So it's I'm excited, man. It's going to be a great.
I think 2025 we'll see some.
Yeah, I think we're going to finish strong this
good results, and obviously in November of this year,
right?
Because we just kind of made the really first the loop, right? So
it's crazy.
We are just one car this month set a record for November this year.
Yeah, so yeah, that's right. So it's amazing. I was sitting there thinking on the drive into work this morning, just I'm like, golly, we've been in business over a year now. It's not a year, it's over a year, right? So we've been open, right? Or,
November is actually November 1st when we actually took over
the store,
the Nexus store.
And, a lot of people counted us out. A lot of people says, hey, you wouldn't be, and they're still doing it. A lot of people, and we're still fighting through some things. We're still, we're not out of the woods as far as
it's kind of amazing to me though, because I still have not been gone from our previous employer for a year yet.
I have.
You have, but I have not.
I have. I said that this morning. I was talking to one of their employees this morning. I said, can you believe I've been gone there a year? And he asked me, what, are you thinking about coming back? I said, absolutely not. That's not even that's not even on my radar. I own a business. I've got a business to run. I've got employees to run. Why would I go back? Why would I want to go back to that environment when I'm building a better environment? I've got a great partner. We've got great employees. We're still learning the products, stuff.
Well, if you do, I'll hand you a set of handcuffs.
Yeah. But no, if I do, you better. I'll give you the bullet for the 9mm. So shoot me in my kneecap so I can't walk.
Hey, it is hunting season though. It'd be kind of cool to see you run across the field with antlers on.
Yeah. I'll be like that.
See if I can hit your broadside.
What's that? Yeah, you remember that? You remember that commercial where that guy's running across and he catches that gazelle or whatever like that? Remember he's running across real fast. He catches the gazelle. Yeah, that's going to be me. I'm gonna be running out there like that, and then I'm gonna catch that gazelle. Kapowie. Or I'll be the guy that slaps the kangaroo. It's like Tyson slapped Jake Paul last night.
Did you see that, Bracken? Did you see that slap?
Yeah. I saw they zoomed in, and it was because he stepped on his foot.
Yeah.
And then he smacked him.
Okay, so
that's called a bitch slap, just so everybody knows. That's what he bitch slapped him.
Yeah, he slapped a taste right out of its mouth, man. It's been a while since I've seen somebody just open hand smack somebody, especially like Jake Paul's a pretty, athletic guy, right? There's no doubt that.
Well, okay, so let's talk about Jake Paul. That guy was a skinny little dude back in the day.
He wrestled in high school.
Yeah, but he didn't wrestle in the heavyweight. He was a. He did or
what? It was his brother. It was MMA first, right?
No, they both wrestled in high school, and then
they were national champions, I believe.
They both went to state, I believe.
Yeah, but he bulked up. He bulked up like 5 times bigger than what he is. So, he bulked up. He's
over the years. You can build that.
Yeah, Yeah, a couple needles here, a couple pills there.
You by the time you're 90, if you start now, you probably can get there.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Right. I just don't. I mean, watching the stuff. I mean, here you got a fighter. It's 58 years old. That's the only thing about Tyson. He's 58 years old, right? But I will tell you this. Other than that, right? If you watched him, his technique. I mean, and his feet, his footwork and stuff.
I'm trying to think of all the 58-year-olds that look like Mike Tyson yesterday whenever he slapped Jake Paul standing there. I can't think of very many 58-year-olds that I know.
Well, Chuck Norris, he's 80 and he'll still whip somebody's butt.
That looks like that. I mean, he's ripped, you know.
They say he's still as strong as he was. And they were talking about his punches. He still punches. He still has the power that he has. It's just the stamina because he's older if he can go that long. But here's what he said in the press conference. He goes, back then I was doing drugs and drinking. He goes, that's not me anymore. He goes, I'm in probably the best shape of my life right now, physically. I mean, because I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
It's going to be a good time. It's going to be great.
Well, it's going to be entertaining. I mean, at least we'll be. It's going to do what it intended to do, and that was to raise money. I mean, they're going to raise money, and boxing, MMA took over boxing, so boxing needs a new face. That's why there's two ways that this is going to go, right? If Jake Paul beats Tyson. It's not, Jake Paul beats Tyson, but he's 50.
Does it end boxing forever?
Huh?
Does it end boxing forever?
No, but if Tyson wins and says, hey, I'm going to go fight another guy after this, it might just bring people back to watching boxing, which is because boxing, I mean, when's the last time you really watched a heavyweight fight? No, I mean, you're 22 years old, right? You probably have never really seen one.
I think the last time I watched it was when the Irishman fought.
Yes.
No, was that an MMA fight or boxing?
That was well, you're talking about that was a boxing man. He came out of MMA to box and got. I mean, that's not a real professional. I mean, what I'm talking about is remember when it was a Friday or Saturday night or whenever, and pay-per-view, it was Mike Tyson fight. You're watching. Everybody was going home.
Holyfield.
Yeah, you're watching that match. It was a fight, and they haven't since those guys have left. I guess Lennox Lewis would probably be the last one. Because he came in, but after that, you haven't really seen MMA took over. So I think this could be a deal to where a ploy, to say, hey, we need to figure out how to bring, the promoters like, how do we get boxing back? And they go to Tyson like, hey, you got to help us. And he's like, okay, pay me $100 million or whatever, and I'll help you, because they're gonna make more money than that. But if Tyson whips his butt in the first round, which is what everybody wants Tyson to knock his butt out. I think Tyson fights another fight. I think he goes and fights somebody else.
Well,
you don't think so?
I don't think Mike Tyson's going to win.
See, but here's the thing. That you've never seen him fight.
But
I've seen highlights, but I'm going off the fact that, one, high possibility it's staged.
It's staged.
And two,
have you read the contract?
Paul hasn't really lost, and that's
he lost
his
one fight.
Story.
He lost a fight to the only boxer he fought.
Jake Paul did?
Yeah. Everybody he's fought has been MMA fighters, not true boxers.
Yeah.
He went in the ring with a true boxer, and I think they beat him. He beat him. So that's what I'm saying. It's MMA is different than boxing. I mean, I'm not either one, but it's just if you watched Tyson's technique and the way he's moving, and I showed him last night the way Paul's punching. Tyson's the way his legs are in there. He's in there and he's pulling power. Jake Paul's swinging like a street fight, you know what I'm saying? He's not.
Do you remember that? You remember I'm trying to think of the name of that. It was before the roasts were out, but they would take two people that were controversial.
They put them in the ring.
And they put them in the ring, and they were like cartoon character type deals.
Yeah.
I always thought, why wouldn't you put Denzel Washington against Liam Neeson or something like that in there and see what goes on?
That would be funny.
Do they even do that thing anymore?
I don't know. Could you imagine Liam Neeson?
What was that? You know what I'm talking about, Bracken?
Could you imagine that? Denzel's dancing around and Liam Neeson's like, I will find you.
They would take two people like that, and they had these big cartoon character heads on them, and they were either wrestling or they were boxing, and then it was kind of funny. I forgot even what that show was called. Pretty cool. They don't have good TV. That's why I missed out on the MMA. stuff. I mean, I've watched MMA fights and stuff. I just didn't follow it.
Well, we don't have time to.
I like-
pretty
I
much
like,
anyway, but everybody's talking about the fight tonight.
You know, I like. I've been a Rogan fan for a while. I like Dana White, so I like him.
Well, Dana White's saying that he's scared Tyson's going to get hurt,
He's friends with Tyson, yeah.
and he says that. He says, he's 58. That's the only factor is 58. So I mean, I think it's a fixed fight. I think they got
Well,
because
how many times though Michael Jordan had a hard time quitting basketball, and he was getting up there in age too, right?
well, he didn't play at 58.
Well, no,
playing.
yeah. Well, is he 58
I
now?
think he's right around there.
Yeah, so
But it
it
don't
might
know.
inspire him to come back out.
But Michael Jordan played. I mean, this boxing, this fight, Tyson's going to get $20 million at least just for the fight. I mean, just for the fight. That's what they make a year, or whatever for 86 games or whatever you play in the NBA.
So who's the next boxer to come out of retirement after Mike if he wins?
I don't
Because
have
there has to be somebody who do it.
I have no idea. I think it'd be hilarious if you saw a Holyfield Tyson fight again.